Okay guys, in this video today we are taking another look at AGIX, or Singularity NET for those who are in the know. This particular project is something that we talk about quite a bit on the channel. It's a fantastic artificial intelligence project where they are doing a lot of different things. Now obviously we did an interview with the CEO of Singularity NET, Dr. Ben Goertzel. Do check that one out if you want more information about everything that is going on when it comes to Singularity NET and AGI. Obviously, this video, we're going to be taking a look at the price action of the AGX token and what has been going on most recently. As you can see here, there isn't a lot of data on the weekly chart. The weekly chart has very limited amount of information. This is because AGIX is actually a relatively new project, or at least a new token for Singularity NET. Singularity NET has actually been running around for quite a few years on the Ethereum network. Now, AGI is the ticker, or it used to go by, and they have actually just created a new smart contract to issue new additional AGIX tokens. The X actually stands for interconnecting different chains, right? That's what it represents. So obviously with Singularity NET at the moment, it is actually operating on the Ethereum network, but it is in the middle of a new build actually on the Cardano ecosystem. So basically they're looking to introduce Singularity NET onto the Cardano ecosystem and be able to leverage the cheap and fast and more secure network that is Cardano. Obviously Cardano will be able to leverage artificial intelligence, and basically anyone who also runs projects on Cardano will also be able to potentially hook into that AI as well. Now, Singularity NET also has spin-off companies or projects. We have 𝗕𝗘 or Singularity DAO for those who are familiar. We've also caught up with 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀, CEO of Singularity DAO, and this is all about your artificial intelligence and DeFi coming together. Again, basically Singularity DAO is like a centralized core of Singularity NET, if you will, with lots of things kind of feeding in and out of it. We also see a new project launching as well, which is 𝗕𝗏net, and 𝗕𝗏net is all about being able to basically share your processing power from your mobile devices, your computers, your laptops, etc., but with specific kind of tasks associated with them. This is all about AI specific tasks. Okay, so there are projects that do very similar things to 𝗕𝗏net. The main difference though is that those projects aren't really optimized for artificial intelligence, whereas 𝗕𝗏net is. So some interesting stuff going on. Now I can't obviously talk about too much on the weekly chart here for the price action of AGIX, but we can of course go down into the daily. Here we can see there has been some interesting targets and things have actually been going on quite nicely. Today we can see a pretty good green candle, and AGIX is currently trading at 34.4 cents. A pretty good price spike today. And obviously you can see from this daily chart, we can see that we were down in the oversold area. We kind of pushed up a little bit here and we came back down, and we have now just taken off a little bit as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start things off by putting this Fibonacci retracement tool on here, trying to give us a bit of an indication as to what is to come and why we are seeing such a large move to the upside. Now the first thing we want to obviously acknowledge, let me just grab my rectangular box here, is the 786, the 702, and the 618 areas. Okay, so this is the area that we usually mark up on the channel as one of the key areas that we look to see if we can get a closed candle above. What you can see is over here, we're failure to get past this 786 area, saw a rejection. We then consolidated heavily around here, and now we've actually gone ahead and taken out the previous high over this side. Okay, so this is an all-time high for this particular token, but it's not an all-time high for Singularity NET AGI. Okay, so AGI's all-time high was much higher than what you've seen so far. So the price expectations of Singularity NET and AGIX is significantly higher than what you see here right now. So although there are some price targets associated with this Fibonacci retracement tool, this actually goes up to $1. Ultimately, the price of AGIX, in my opinion, should go up to around the kind of $8 level. This is based on TA that I did on the old smart contract that was AGI. Okay, so that's my price expectations of where things are likely to go. However, since that contract is no longer around, it's really hard to do any technical analysis on historical data. So now it's just running from my memory. So we're going to have to kind of mess around with this chart as time progresses, and as we get more data points in here, we'll be able to do better TA in the future. This being said, though, the first target that we really want to be mindful of now as we approach the next area is to go up to about 48.7 cent. From there, we then go to 72, then 95, and then $1.10. Okay, so some interesting targets are associated with that. Now, obviously, being the way that we are down here at 42 on the chart for the daily, we had some pretty good progress. Now, when we take a look at the volume, we can see that the volumes have actually been doing pretty good most recently. There's a bit of an increase, good sentiment coming in here as we push to the upside. And we can see this is happening quite a bit. And every time we have a correction, the volumes are dropping down. And this is helping to protect the price and stabilize it the way that it has done. So it's actually performing very, very well right now. When we actually jump down into our hourly chart here, we can actually see the sentiment and the markets and how lively it's just become most recently, right? And this is pretty much since today. We can see lots of activity, right? We can see that even though during this sideways trade as we broke the 786, we can see a decrease in volume, and then we start to really ramp up nicely over here. We are now, of course, overbought, so this red candle that we're seeing at the moment is absolutely needed in order to get us more corrected here on our hourly stochastic RSI. The volume is still quite high, so we want to see that profit get taken, but we do want to see a decrease in the volume overall, right? So we're looking to see a decrease in volume. The sentiment needs to hold, allow us to trade sideways around here, right? So if we can continue to trade sideways, get everything lined up and ready to go. In the same way that we saw this kind of move over here, right? We were overbought at this particular moment in time, a little bit of volume here. Other than that, we went all the way down to the oversold area, and now we're up here with a good set of green candles. So what we're looking for in this moment is to basically trade sideways and then absolutely take off to the next leg. Now, obviously, when we go back into our daily chart, that next step is obviously to go up to that area just here of 48.7 cent. That's the next target that we need to be really focused in on. Whether we go in a straight line or whether or not we actually go and take a few steps to get there is probably the most likely scenario. Like I said, we need to trade sideways, then we might take a couple of steps up until we get to our target, our first target of 48.7. Okay, and obviously, at some point we will need to cool down as we progress more up to the upside here. A slight pullback of a more significant amount will eventually have to occur. In the same way that we saw our days kind of ticking by as we were trading sideways around this 786 area of the Fibonacci retracement tool. Overall, AGI has been performing well, and I think it's going to be one of those projects that's going to perform very well during this bull run. And there's a lot of hype around this project now, obviously, as it has the high profile ecosystem that is Cardano, and obviously their phase B, I should say, and everything that they're building upon the Cardano ecosystem and some of the fantastic things that are going to be able to do that they were unable to do on the Ethereum network. So some interesting, fantastic times ahead. Obviously, Cardano, fantastic ecosystem with smart contracts just rolling out. Once those smart contracts roll out, we'll see the AGIX token roll out on the ecosystem. It's going to be one of the first to do so, and you're going to see some pretty decent price discovery, I think, for AGIX based on just that fantastic stuff going on with the Cardano ecosystem, let alone all the fantastic things that is going on with Singularity NET as well. Obviously, we've been a huge fan on the channel of Singularity NET. Pretty much from when I first got into crypto, really looking at everything that's going on in the real world and how important artificial intelligence is, and the need to have this decentralized artificial intelligence marketplace is just one of the many fantastic things that are going on when it comes to AGIX. Obviously, Singularity DAO is another fantastic thing, like DeFi is absolutely huge. I mean, it's barely even scratched the surface of what it is capable of doing. And Singularity DAO is basically leveling the playing field for retail investors. So if you're unfamiliar with SDAO, check it out. It is going to be absolutely massive, as well as AGIX here. Guys, hopefully you have found this brief update on AGIX useful and informative. If you have, then do go ahead and hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new, make sure you subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here. Guys, with this said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.